I haven't really talked much politics since the election last year. I just stayed away from it. But this case has become so political. People ignore the fact that this was a clear case of self-defense. You have weirdos, convicted weirdos, who who are Antifa, by the way, who attacked this young man who had a gun. Why would you attack somebody that has a gun? Nobody wants to answer that question. They just want to point to white supremacy, even though this young man took the life in defense of himself of two white people. But you got all these Negroes who are melting down just as much as their white liberal leaders. The white liberal leaders are melting down, and their and their followers are doing the same. And the thing is about black people, they have this they have the strength to follow, but they don't have any strength to lead. And that's why a lot of you will never be leaders. You will never be respected, not even by the people in your family, because you're following these white liberals who are so agenda driven that they're using you and trying to make this case about race. This case had absolutely nothing to do with race. People get convicted. People get, found guilty, not guilty all the time. There's been black people that's gotten away with a lot of different things. And in this case, the evidence was very clear that this was self-defense. The prosecution did a horrible job at presenting their case. Whose fault is that? Is that white supremacy's fault? But I'm just seeing all these black people melting down. These idiots are in Wisconsin talking about they gonna protest. What is wrong with black people? Don't you have other business to take care of, like your own communities where your women are being abused by the foreigners? Y'all not gonna do nothing about that? They are patronizing stores that do nothing but mistreat them. But here you are in Wisconsin protesting white on white crime. I thought we don't talk about white on white crime. We only talk about black on black crime. But make sure y'all like the stream, man. Make sure y'all like the stream. Shout out to everybody that's here. Oh boy. I mean, there's a lot of layers, but I just seeing the way that you black people are melting down and talking about white supremacy and white privilege. You got these Holly weirdos. Okay. They politicized this case. Kyle Rittenhouse shouldn't have been guilty. He was absolutely in his right to defend himself. Any American has the right to defend themselves, I believe. So, shout out to the moderators, the channel members, the people that support me on Patreon. Shout out to y'all. Hopefully y'all are subscribed to the channels. I post content on 3 different channels. Jaye Black Livestreams 2, which is here. Jaye Black, as well as Basic Social Politics with Jaye Black. I want to make that clear because people will send me content that I've already done videos on, because they're not subscribed. That's a you problem, because if I, ignore you or I, call you a moron, you got to understand that that's because you're not listening to me and you're not subscribing to the channel. So all you got to do is go to my channel tab here on the channel and you'll see all the different channels to subscribe to. Why don't you go do that before you embarrass yourself? Let's see who's here. All right. True. Now, no one cares. Gerald, was it Jalen? Dro 4G, Vern 85, Jessica K, Eric, Rabbit, Yee, Vern 85, Falcon 25 Kid, Chigozi, Maul MC, Wanda was good, Rada, submissive wife, what's going on? See, Devance, Saliva, Dwayne, Miles, Haru, Galore, Glory, what how you say it? Dagme, something like that. I don't know. Name's weird. Dion, Shelly, Sebastian. Is it Obsidian? Free My Grandma, Jet Hawk, Matthew, Anthony. I'm him. Hey boy, what's up? Ashley. I see somebody's already in their feelings. Listen, if you in your feelings, keep it to yourself, okay? If you cannot articulate yourself, you're going to get your feelings hurt. I'm going to let you know that right now, so make sure y'all like the stream. Make sure you like the stream. You know, this Kyle Rittenhouse thing, to me, let's go to a studio mansion. To me, this is about the justice system taking care of itself. If Kyle Rittenhouse was black, I don't think he would have been convicted. I don't. You know? I don't think he's going to be running around with a gun anymore. This is probably a lesson learned for him, too. He'll never be the same after this. Right? But the way that they have politicized this just shows you what they are trying to do. I understand that the white liberal media is going to do this. The Caucasian liberals do things like this all the time. They politicize everything, right? But what's really annoying is when I see black people get caught up in it as well. That's the annoying thing. Black people have been committing crimes this year and have not been going to jail. Look at what happened. Class example. Look at what happened to King Von. King Von's killer was let out of jail, but they're not going to tell you anything about that. They're just going to point to how black people will go to jail if this was them. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? A well-known rapper gets his life taken on video, and the guy that did it was in jail for a little while, and then he got right back out as if life just went on, right? They're not going to tell you stuff like that. They're not going to tell you how there are plenty of black people who commit crimes and get away with it over and over and over again. You got people that have caught bodies that have never spent any hard time in prison. And now you got black people who are in Wisconsin, in Kenosha, talking about protesting. You got BLM talking about rioting. BLM is a white-run organization. They are not a black organization. I really wish people would stop promoting them. They get utilized by the Caucasian liberals for their agendas. For their agendas. Whenever they want to raise money, whenever they want to attack somebody that's non-black, that's what they do. So understand this, man. This was not about race. This guy in self-defense took the life of two weirdos. Okay? One of the guys is a degenerate of degenerates. Okay? Those are the people y'all are defending. That's the one thing that's really like, how are you going to make any progress when you're used as a tool of manipulation? You're being used by the media for their agendas. Y'all are going from city to city. You've been bussed into this city talking about you gonna riot. Why don't you riot for a better black community? When you gonna riot when it comes to what's going on in these black communities? When are you gonna riot for better housing and for better schools? Not riot, excuse me. That's probably the wrong terminology. When are you going to protest for a better schools in your communities? Access to better health care, healthier food, because you got nothing but junk food in these communities, and also jobs. When are we going to get jobs in these communities? Get these black males off their ass so they can go and get a job, learn a skill trade. But we protesting for the causes of other people, either it be the alphabet community, whether it be, white feminists. We are fighting everybody else's battles. They use us to fight everybody else's battles. And now they ready to tear up cities because of white on white crime. There was no black man harmed in this situation with Kyle Rittenhouse. Now, one black man was injured in this situation with Kyle Rittenhouse, or a black woman. Why are you Negroes upset? I thought y'all wanted it to be a situation where white people deal with their own mess. Why are y'all on social media melting down? Why are y'all talking about rioting? It's something's wrong with you people. You're being used by the same people you claim that you're speaking out against. Right, we just talked about young Dolph killed by other black men. That wasn't white supremacy. That was other black men in his own community that took his life. That wasn't a white racist. That was other black males. You got black men who take the life of other black men every single day. But y'all don't want to say nothing about that. Y'all want to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse. Look at all the crime that has been committed ever since the summer of last year. The high crime rates that is disproportionately affecting black people. You got people committing crimes that are not even being prosecuted. That basically they'll be arrested, but they wouldn't be convicted. They wouldn't take it that far because they are loosening the reins in these police departments. He nearly killed a black man with a criminal with a long criminal record. Unfortunately, he missed. This guy was defending an area that he was familiar with. It wasn't like he was just showing up, looking to start trouble. Right? But that's what the perception is. Look at these morons in my chat room. You see the intelligence level of these people. That's why you'll never get far. Okay? You people that are supporting white degenerates who he shot and took the life of. Unfortunately, lives were lost, but they were fighting him. They were attacking him, people. They weren't running for their lives, people. I think that y'all listen to MSNBC, you listen to CNN, you listen to whatever outlet you listen to, and they poison you with misinformation. So what we're going to talk about in the stream is while a lot of black people, unfortunately, they are under the control of white liberals, and they'll never be able to become free. They were never, I won't say never, because there was a time when black people did get free from slavery, but they have been re-enslaved by these Caucasian liberals. They are back in chains once again. Just look at some of these idiots in my chat room. They are back in chains. They are following their Caucasian liberal masters. But you see me, I'm free. You're not. That's why you're here in my face telling me I don't know the facts. No, I did not follow the case close, but I do know the main details of what is going on here. And from what I'm looking at and the evidence that was presented, the fact the prosecution did a terrible job doing anything to convict this young man, this was the right outcome. You can say whatever you want, but you do nothing to help your community. All you do is get on the internet and fight an invisible battle that you're not even attempting to fight. You know what's funny? A lot of you people, you black people, you black liberals, y'all only pro-black on social media. You don't go anywhere near that amount of pro-blackness in your real life. As a matter of fact, in your real life, you can't stand black people. You people don't even like black people. You don't want to live around black people. You have the same mindset as your Caucasian liberal leaders. You don't want to live around black people. You're not friends with black people. You're untrusting of black people, but you get online and you want to pretend as if you have some camaraderie. You're a bunch of frauds. And I'm going to put this in your face every single time because a lot of you are losers and you have no direction in your life. Now, this is truth that you need to hear, whether you like it or not. This young man had every right to defend himself. And if it was a black man in his position, he would have been found not guilty too. You know why? Because there was evidence that he was defending himself, people. When you're getting attacked by 3 people, you have every right to shoot to defend yourself. So you're going to hear the hardcore truth, the painful truth about what's going on. I know you don't like it, but you're going to hear it. You're going to hear the truth from me. I'm not the liberal media. I'm not going to lie to you and talk to you like you are an illiterate or that you are naive, unresearched. You people are going to sit there and you're going to listen to me. Because you need to. You fake ass pro-blacks. You do nothing for your communities. I know people like you. You get on Facebook and you talking about all this racism, but you the main one to talk shit about other black people. You the main one to go snitch to a supervisor on other black people. That's you. You the main one to sit there and move as far away from black people as possible. You the main, I was about to go there. Well, let me back. I was about to say something about being neighborhood security, but let me back up. About to say some of y'all be neighborhood security too. You see other black people in your neighborhood. Here you go. Sit down and listen to an actual intelligent person speak to you and give you some logical arguments, some common sense, some reason, instead of being emotional and sensitive and weak and cowardly. Why don't you just sit there and listen to me? Because I know what I'm talking about. I think I got a lot more farther in life than you have. A lot of you still work for people you can't stand. Okay. A lot of you have not gained an inch in your life because you're stuck with that loser mindset of a system is holding me back. Ain't no system holding me back. I can go anywhere in this country I want. I can go anywhere in the world I want. I could choose to go on a good long vacation today. Anywhere I could go. because nothing holds me back. But you're mentally, a lot of you still got them chains on. I'm not talking about jewelry chains. I'm talking about those mental chains that you've been in for quite some time that was taught to you by your, I'm going to say your parents, but taught to you by the people in your family because they've had the same mentality. Y'all know Gen Xers were some of the biggest, they were some of the biggest slaves mentally, and they taught that slavedom, that slavism mindset to their children. And here we are, a bunch of you fake, conscious. The black woman is a queen, goddess, but y'all are the main ones who don't even like black people. Y'all the main ones mad at Kyle Rittenhouse. Why? A bunch of you guys probably got white girlfriends and white wives, probably got mixed children. I know people like you. You can't fool me. And y'all on social media outraged. What are you outraged about? This is Caucasian people's problems. This ain't got nothing to do with black people. This Kyle Rittenhouse was defending what he felt like was an area that I believe was his father. His father lived there, right? He felt like he was helping the people in his community with all the rioting that had been going on there. I don't believe he went there with the intention on taking anybody's life. But you got to understand this, people, because we talked about energy today. Oh, no, yesterday, because the people talk about energy, right? Where was the energy towards Antifa when they were burning down black businesses last summer? You had a bunch of white, upper middle class liberals tearing up and destroying black businesses during the riots of last year. Where was this energy? You had celebrities bailing out people who were destroying black businesses. I don't know why this Omo guy is still in my chat room, moderators, but I'll tell you something, bro. You have elder in your name. You're an elder failure. Omo Wally, I think that's your name. You're probably not even from America. Okay. You're probably a first generation or second generation, African. And you're over here telling me about the American experience. You're an elder failure. You got these elder failures like this guy, Omo, okay, who failed his family, who probably failed his community, but he wants to come to me and talk about me. Yes, I have a very good Patreon. As a matter of fact, make sure y'all subscribe to the Patreon. I may do a part 2 on this that's going to be a little bit more. I may have to go in a little bit more, especially on you Gen X, you baby boom failures. I may have to go in on you too. Y'all are losers, like this Omo guy who hopped on a boat and came over here, or a plane, or whatever, however he got over here. But he wants to talk shit to me, a black American whose family's from here. My roots are from here. My ancestors are from here. But y'all want to have that conversation. I am native of this country, and I will not have these gray-beard old heads from the continent coming over here trying to talk shit to me. Stay in your lane and go do something for your community and your family. You failure. Your life sucks. That's why you here on a Friday trying to talk shit to me, a guy who's accomplished more than you, who's younger than you, and who can speak more common sense than you. But you graybeard losers like this guy from the continent came over here. Now he wants to talk shit when you've done nothing for your community. Not a goddamn thing, but you're here on a Friday. Why you ain't with your family? You failure, loser. Y'all gonna make me have to put this. I'm gonna have to put this on Patreon, damn it. Damn. Coming over here talking shit to me. I'm a black American. Stay in your lane. I'm native of this country, damn it. Y'all gonna make me put this on Patreon. Jesus. Or maybe for the members. Maybe for the members. I'll put it up for the members, man. Man. How y'all get me so fired up, man? Y'all get me so fired up, man. Hey.
He was defending a car dealership that was owned by Indian American family, which now are classified as POC from mostly white rioters.
Appreciate that. Long story short. So he was defending a car dealership by, say, an Indian family? But I thought y'all said he was coming to Kenosha to confront black people. That's why he was there. Ain't that what y'all said? Ain't that what y'all said? Ain't that what y'all said? He came to Kenosha to confront black people? I don't think so. I don't think so. And let me just say this, and this is no diss to Caucasian people, but most Caucasian people are not confrontational towards black people, especially black men, whatsoever. So I doubt that he came there with the intent to confront black people. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because how come in that situation he was attacked by white males? Could it perhaps be because those Antifa rioters saw that, oh, these are conservatives. Let's go attack this young conservative who looks like he's never, been out there like that before, who looks like very green and looks like he ain't used to no confrontations. Let's go and rattle his cage. And he rattled theirs. You know what I'm saying? And he rattled theirs. He rattled their cage. Listen, people. I don't understand why black people are upset. Can somebody explain to me why black people are upset? Why are y'all upset about this? This makes no sense. This makes absolutely no sense for y'all to be upset about this. This was white on white crime. But of course, you're going to follow your Caucasian liberal leaders. And if they're mad, you're mad. You're mad. Let's see. Let's look at some. I found some articles. I had to dig deep to find something that was not going to be sort of like. Let's see. Totally like against them with misinformation. So Outkick has his charges, right? Verdict is in. The jury has found Kyle Rittenhouse as follows. First degree, reckless homicide, not guilty. First degree, reckless endangering safety, not guilty. First degree, reckless endangering safety, not guilty. Attempted first degree intention homicide, not guilty. It said November 15, Judge Schroeder dismissed the misdemeanor charge of possession of a weapon under the age of 18. Throughout the trial, Rittenhouse's defense attorneys had argued that their client had acted in self-defense when he shot at 3 men in August of 2020 during the riots in Kenosha over the shooting of Jacob Blake. Rittenhouse took the life of 2 men, Anthony Huber and Joseph Rosenbaum, and wounded another. Meanwhile, prosecutors say Rittenhouse provoked the attacks. Yeah, right. This guy is just going around provoking people, huh? And provoking 3 men to a confrontation. The jury was sequestered during their deliberations. Now let's look at some of the reactions, people. Brace yourself for woke overload. Let's see. Keith Olbermann says, F this murderer. Gavin Newsom, who is the failed governor of California, who almost got recalled, says, America today, you can break the law, carry around weapons built for a military, shoot and take the life of people and get away with it. That's the message we've sent to armed vigilantes across the nation. Why don't you worry about your state and the rising the rising COVID numbers, Gavin Newsom, even though people are forced to get the vax and, you have these mask mandates. Why don't you focus on that, Gavin Newsom, instead of talking about something that you really has nothing to do with you? Focus on your state and the rising cases in your state, even though they are the harshest when it comes to COVID. Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley, she said this last year, as y'all can see. Of course they played a race card. Another weirdo, Ayanna. RG3, Robert Griffin III. Let me say this about let me read this tweet first about Robert Griffin. He says, Kyle Rittenhouse can take life without a sliver of doubt and walk free, but Julius Jones is in jail for life without the chance for parole after being on death row for 20 years with all types of doubt in his case. What is justice? God help us. Bro, that doesn't compare because Julius Jones has been in prison for a long time. Kyle Rittenhouse was on trial. RG3. You know what's crazy? You know what's funny about RG3? RG3 gets made fun of so much for being with nothing but Caucasian women. Right? I've even defended Robert. But Robert's one of those guys that lives in his own delusion. He doesn't understand or read the room. He made that weird TikTok video with his girlfriend, or Instagram video with his wife. And he's one of these people that you can tell has always tried to fit in with black people, but he was a military brat. He can't, no matter what he does. And this take, probably didn't even do the research into Julius Jones and know what's going on in this case. He's trying to make the correlation, but there is no correlation, bro. None. And you're still going to get made fun of for being a black guy, a educated lame with a Caucasian woman. Rex Chapman, whoever that is. Kyle Rittenhouse walked so that the next mass shooters could run. Becky Pringle. Is this a sister? Hold on. Let me make sure. Becky Pringle. Does this sound like somebody? This sounds like somebody that you could tell just with this name, man. It just comes across as somebody that, it just says that never really been around black people like that. Regardless of race or place, we all want to live without fearing for our lives or those of our loved ones. Today, the jury in Kyle Rittenhouse failed to hold him accountable for his deadly actions, threatening the safety of all of us. The Black Lives Matter protests that defined that deadly summer in Kenosha and elsewhere called for accountability and justice through organizing. No, they rioted and looted their own communities, Becky. Becky Pringle. Hey, Becky. Those people destroyed businesses in their own communities. What are you talking about?
He called him Robert, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing.
Yeah, his name is Robert. I call him Robert. I don't say Audrey. I say Robert. Yeah, she the token black friend.
Kyle fired at a person who violated a child. That is my kind of guy.
Right, David. But you got people defending that guy that was a weirdo and did weird things, and you got people defending that. It united so many of us to ensure our communities can realize the promise, our nation's ideals, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. When a 17-year-old is able to come into another community, brandish an automatic weapon, and take the lives of two people and avoid accountability, justice has not been served. We must be able to walk down our streets and exercise our right to protest safely and be treated equally under the law. We know that a better future is possible. We will continue our activism and demand justice and accountability. So, Becky, does that mean that you're going to live in black communities now? Because you got white people who are just crazy, right? They're brandishing weapons and they're in these communities. So that means that, Becky, that you want to stay as far away from the Kyle Rittenhouses of the world, right? So why don't you move to a black community where you're going to feel safe? I'm sure you'd feel safe in a black community, right? You know, you wouldn't feel uncomfortable, Becky. Right, Becky? You wouldn't feel uncomfortable in a black community, right? I bet you Becky Pringle would never live in an all-black community. I guarantee you she would never live around mostly black people. Sean King, the fake white guy. The fake black guy, excuse me. Fake white guy. The white guy pretending to be black. A guy who has been caught scamming his own, scamming black people, stealing from organizations. That's this guy. This is this guy. This is the guy who people still listen to. They still listen to this jackass. How many times did this guy have to get exposed by other black people for people stop listening to clowns like this? Breaking Kyle Rittenhouse was just found not guilty on all charges. Yeah, all of them. Ultimately, gun laws were imagined, written, and enforced in America to protect white boys and men. So they weren't made to protect women. So you telling me that the laws are written for men to protect themselves, not to protect their family? Those same laws are primarily used punitively against black people, America. Well, you can always leave, Sean, the fake black guy, okay? No matter how many black women you get with or how many mixed kids you have, you will never be black, Sean King. I don't care what you try to say, perpetrate. I don't care what those weirdos that you associate with say. You will never be one of us, sir. If you keep asking yourself how Kyle Rittenhouse could cause so much harm and serve no time in jail while black people are in prison for voting or sending their kids to school out of district, remember, laws are meant to protect white people and white power and punish black. Well, you would know, Sean, you're a white man pretending to be black. So I'm sure that you know that because you're being protected, because you have stolen, you have conned, you have deceived, and you've got no accountability for all the things that you've done, Sean, because you're a white man. You know, I'm pretty sure you know from experience. Bubba Watson. Let's see. It said, let the boy be black, and it would have been life. Hell, he would have had his life taken before the BS trial said. This is coming from Bubba Watson, another confused, tragic mulatto. Bubba Wallace. You know what, people? I want y'all to think for yourself. I really do. I don't want y'all to listen to these blue check marks. I think Keith Olbermann is somebody that probably is probably one of the biggest bigoted racist people out here, but he masks all that. And you can tell it's starting to eat away at him. You have these tragic mulattoes. You have these fake white males, or these fake black males like Sean King. These people are out here trying to misdirect you and point you in the wrong direction. You know? Let's see. Joy Reid. Say one day after trying to photograph the jury, Kyle Rittenhouse trial was designed to protect white conservatives who kill. Bill de Blasio, another mayor, says Anthony Huber and Joseph Rosenbaum are victims. Oh, they are? You mean one of the guys being a toucher of little children? So they're victims? Bill de Blasio? One is a career criminal. The other one likes to be inappropriate with young children. They're victims. They should be alive today. The only reason they are not is because a violent, dangerous man chose to take a gun across state lines and start shooting people. To call this a miscarriage of justice is an understatement. This is a guy whose daughter was a rioter. Yeah, your tragic mulatto daughter got caught being a rioter. So, of course, you're going to side with Antifa because your daughter was Antifa. We ain't going to have that conversation, though. Bill de Blasio's own daughter got caught being a rioter, man. You talk about failures. You failed to raise your children right. You failed to be a good mayor. You're one of the most hated men in New York because of what you did to that city. The people in New York are the victims because of what you did, Bill de Blasio. I mean, these are the people that y'all follow and vote for and listen to. Unbelievable. They're making things up. They're literally making things up as they go, man. It's crazy. They're saying that listen, I want y'all to understand something. I want y'all to be able to think for yourself and do your own research. I don't want you to go on Twitter and see the weird reactions from these people, and you think that because you think that they're pro-black. None of these people respect or like black people. They loathe black people. They use you. Don't get used by these con artists like a Sean King, who's a numero uno con artist of the black community. You want to talk about fraudsters? Sean King is one of the biggest fraudsters out there. But he's trying to make it seem like he's for black people. Since when?
No double jeopardy in this country, Paul, but is it possible for this case to go federal? Could a federal prosecutor pick this up?
It's possible, but typically we see those in civil rights cases, and this isn't a civil rights case. The truth is, this was a tough case for prosecutors because some of the states...
He said it was a tough case for prosecutors, but y'all talking about how he should have gotten convicted. But this guy's even saying it would have been a tough sell for it to be. They had no case, especially for the charges that they were trying to present. They had no case.
Or their testimony advanced the government's case. One witness testified that the first person who Rittenhouse shot, a man named Rosenbaum, tried to grab Rittenhouse's gun. Another witness said that Mr. Rittenhouse shot a second person who was attacking him with a skateboard. And the third person who Mr. Rittenhouse shot was pointing a gun at him. So I think this will be a difficult case.
Did y'all hear that?
Prosecution is state or federal.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what he said?
Grab Rittenhouse's gun. Another witness said that Mr. Rittenhouse shot a second person who was attacking him with a skateboard. And the third person who Mr. Rittenhouse shot was pointing a gun at him. So I think this will be a difficult case, whether the prosecution is state or federal.
Did you say it'd be a difficult case? But I thought y'all said that y'all thought he would be convicted, that there's no justice in America. But this guy's even saying it would have been a tough sell. And this is on, I believe, MSNBC. So tell me again how he should have gotten convicted. Tell me how he should have been convicted again. That's why he was found not guilty, people. We have a lot going on. We're focusing on something that was not winnable at all. But that's what we do, man. We focus on things that don't matter. We don't look for solutions, right? We look for victimhood. Black people need to stop using the victim card. I think it's getting played out. People are starting to not care about your victim card. They're really not. This was the right outcome, people. The witnesses corroborated what happened. They basically they were on Kyle Rittenhouse's side with the truth. And the truth is he got attacked by 3 males. 3 Caucasian males. He was getting attacked. His life was on the line. It's either them or you. In that situation, if you're in that situation, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Black people need to focus their energy on other things. Focusing your energy on this for what? This is Caucasian people's problems, and I think that's where it needs to stay. But we're focusing on it because our liberal leaders, no, your liberal leader told you to. Your religion-hating, male-bashing, rainbow flag-waving liberal leaders told you that you need to feel some type of way about Kyle Rittenhouse, when the truth is it had nothing to do with black people. Absolutely nothing. BLM is a Caucasian ran organization. They don't care about anything black related unless it's about helping white liberals. They have become the military arm of that's Antifa. But they basically are right there. The military arm of the liberal movement in this country, or the Democratic Party, is you have Antifa, but then you also got BLM. But BLM is like the fundraiser. So BLM is the fundraiser of the Democratic Party, and Antifa is like the military wing. Why do you think you see so many Caucasians in all black in these riots? I don't see a lot of black people rioting. I see a lot of Caucasian liberals rioting. Training. These people have trained to riot. You have black people getting bailed out of jail for destroying black businesses. Caucasian liberals being bailed out of jail for destroying black businesses. Yeah. BLM is the fundraiser of the Democratic Party. They raised all types of money for the Democrats last year. Most of that money that they raised last year went straight to the Democrats in their political races. Look at the money that these Democratic Senate seats, congressional seats, governorships. Look at how much money was funneled to those candidates. King Von beat 2 murder cases. That was a lot of, they said that half of the people in Chicago that commit crimes get away with it. Half of the Caucasian people, not the Caucasian, excuse me. They say half of those crimes that y'all hear about in Chicago don't even get solved. Don't even get solved. Because either people don't come forward and they don't have a case. Shout out to everybody that's here. Make sure y'all like the stream. I'm here on a Friday. I know y'all probably ready to get your weekend started, but I had to give you this sermon.
Campaigning is starting early so that people can forget about the president in office who has yet to do a thing for black people.
Right, and he's about to go
Same old tricks.
Right, Link, appreciate it. And he's about to go on a little procedure,
At
right?
Jack Russell, the focus is off of the Aubrey case because 99% know they are guilty. There is no room for conflict to divide the country.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, those guys are definitely going to prison for a long time. So there's no need to protest that. Their guilt is all but assured. But still, I think the focus needs to be on building these black communities. But these people don't care about the black community. They just care about milking the black community of resources and using them to attack their enemies. I've never seen so many Caucasian people talking about BLM when they do nothing for black people. Have you given black people a job? Do you support black people moving into your neighborhood? Do you support black people sending their children to your children's school? But you're BLM all day online. You're BLM all day online. I told you these liberals are fake and I don't trust them. Whenever I see a Caucasian liberal with BLM in their profile, I don't trust you. You're a clown. You're fake. You probably said the N-word more than Joe Biden has. Probably called black people coloreds, N-words, all types of things. They probably say the N-word as soon as they get home or as soon as they get offline. I don't trust you because you got BLM in your profile. You're a weirdo. Shout out to Robert. Says thanks for being a level-headed brother. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you with the cash out, bro. 25 on cash out. Thank you, man. I'm always gonna keep it level-headed, no matter what I talk about. Y'all can't get me emotional. I never get emotional about people I don't know. You know, I always keep it level-headed. You got these white people who say the N-word. They get on social media talking about BLM and they want to call out the racists. But as soon as they get offline, they're calling black people colored. They're calling them N-words, talking about how they don't like black people. But these are the people who pretend as if they are for black people. Don't trust those people. When you see white people with BLM in their profile, I'm just assume they're racist because they probably are. 99.9% of the time, they probably are very racist people and they're running from their past. They probably said racist things and they probably feel guilty about the high level of racism that they have displayed either currently or before, right? Maybe they're dating a black person now. They've turned over a new leaf. That don't change anything. You're still a racist. You were a racist then and you're a racist now. You just vote for the Democratic Party. Don't matter if you're dating somebody black or have mixed kids. You're still a racist, bro. I don't care if you talking about BLM. You're a BLM supporting racist. That's what you are. You're a BLM supporting racist. Facts. You can't fool me. That's weird. You know damn well you don't support the black community. You would never want a bunch of black people just moving into your neighborhood. You'd move. It would be white flight all over again. It'll be white flight all over again. Yo, Malcolm X did warn us about white liberals. He did. And that was in the 60s. That was in the 60s. Most of these Caucasian liberals are some of they're some of the most bigoted. They hate gays too. Okay. They love to claim everybody else is homophobic. They're the biggest homophobes. You know, they're the biggest haters of anybody that isn't white and liberal. But they want it to be perceived that they're somehow different. No, they're not. No, they're not. Move to their neighborhood and see. Piss them off and see what happens. Piss them off and see what happens. See if the Dixiecrat races don't come out of them. The whole I'm better than you, I'm more intelligent, I'm more educated, I'm more condescending. See, I get white people's condescension. They can't get that condescending BS over on me because I can see it. Okay. And I call it out. You can get that over on, small-minded people that are going to believe what you're saying, but not me. Okay. I don't care if you out here shining shoes or not. You religion hating, rainbow flag waving, bigoted, racist. Who only support black people when it suits their political beliefs. So when y'all say that, so you know what's crazy? People say, well, racism doesn't exist. Have you not seen the Democratic Party? Have you not listened to Joe Biden and done any research on him? Have you not done research on that party? Do you not see these BLM supporting fake, woke intellectuals who don't like black people, who some of the biggest haters and racists out there? Nobody's more racist than a black Democrat. Well, black Democrats too, but white Democrats, they're some of the biggest racists out there. But they pretend to like you because they can use you. All they have to say is BLM, and all they have to say is, hey, those conservatives, they're racist, right? Chick-fil-A, they're racist. They close on Sunday. You know, we're atheists and we hate religion. We hate God. So that's a bad thing that they close on Sundays. Those are the people that you are supporting and following. Religion hating, rainbow flag waving, pansexual, child hate. They're just bad people. They hate God. They hate Chick-fil-A. They hate anything conservative because they probably came from conservative roots. They probably had family members that were conservative. They came from a family that was probably more liberal, with some conservative leanings, but they themselves are hardcore, God-hating, just weirdos, man. These people hate anything that is good. I don't trust people like that. I don't trust people who hate anything that's good. These people have demonic energy, and you can see it because they say it's okay to abort children. What type of decent human being says women have the right to continuously abort their children? No, women have a right to keep their legs closed and get on birth control and tell the men that they sleep with to wear a condom, but they don't do that. Oh, yeah, they definitely hate men. They hate men, too. Man haters, all that. You got a racist president in the White House, a real one. Go look at his history. And then y'all want to claim that anybody that doesn't vote for that guy is a racist? Are you serious? Joe Biden is the man that they chose. A guy who, all you have to do is do research on Joe Biden. That tells you everything you need to know. His son is a dope fiend, man, who was getting millions of dollars from a certain European country. And he bragged about how he was able to finesse that. And that's y'all voted for a real racist. And I guess if you don't support that racist son of a this racist president, then you're the racist. You're the bigot because you don't support a guy who loves to grope women and call black people names. He's a groper. Joe Biden is a groper. A documented groper. So you got all these Me Too heifers. Joe Biden should have been Me Too'd years ago. But I guess if you don't support him, you ain't black. Ain't that and Charlemagne let him get away with that. How you let a dude say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black? And he's a Dixiecrat racist, man. He's a creepy guy. He's a creepy, bigoted man who's a career Hollyweird. He's a career swamp politician who said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And Charlemagne never challenged him on that because, again, these people follow the Democratic Party. They follow these liberals because they don't have a mind of their own. I have a mind of my own. That's why I can call this out. Even though people aren't going to like it, even though people are going to feel some type of way about it, I'm going to speak the truth, damn it. Yeah, even Kamala called them out, but people want to forget that. The media is propaganda that tells people to believe something that they should not be believing. Joe Biden is a disturbed individual. His son is a disturbed individual too, probably more disturbed. The weirdness falls down the family tree. His wife, you can tell, controls him. His wife, I remember when she helped push somebody off stage or whatnot, like she's like his handler. Joe, I know I'm getting deep into this, but I haven't talked politics in a while, man. But y'all got to let me speak on this, man.
A little something for the tip NAR bro. Keep up the good work. Full score.
Thank you, Aries Ram 18. Appreciate that. Appreciate you tipping. All right. It's been a while since I talked about, this, Yeah, free Steve Bannon. Right. But that's what happens, man, when you go up against the swamp. They come after you. Yeah, like I said, it's been a minute, man. I haven't talked politics in a while. Yeah, Joe Biden is somewhere getting some type of work done, and he's going to have Kamala there. They were so desperate to get a woman in that position of power, ain't it? But she's not going to do nothing. She's been hiding for like weeks and months. She's been hiding. Like, what is she going to do? No, world leaders mock her, man. She's a total joke. Yeah, it's been a while since I talked politics, man. I just want to speak about that, man. Joe Biden, I just want to say Joe Biden is a racist. Joe Biden is a groper. He's a creepy guy. And I don't know how much longer he's going to be there. They want to replace him so bad. And, the Democrats. Because he was there to get Joe Biden was put in that position. And I know I've gotten way off topic, but, it's a live stream. Joe Biden was put in that position to get the centrist Democratic vote. The middle class Democrat voters. They put him in place to get those, the Gen Xers, the baby boomers, Democrats. They really did not want Joe to be the person. They wanted Kamala the whole time. Even though Kamala's hiding. But they never really wanted Joe. But Joe was put in that position because they needed those suburban Democrats. And that's why he was put in that position. But now they don't need him no more. Biden is not going to run for another term after this. He can barely get through this one. He was there just so they can have somebody they can put against Trump, that there are voters who will be comfortable to vote for the guy because he was a vice president before. Yeah, to get the moderate vote. Moderate just couldn't come to mind. But the moderate Democratic vote, that's why he was put in that position. But the moderates are even turning on Democrats. Look at what happened in Virginia. There were moderate Democrats who've now switched to the Republican Party. And you can look at New Jersey, what happened there, and you can look at what happened in Virginia. And that's only the start. Next year, you're going to see it even more in some of these states. Yeah, black people in Virginia did vote for Youngkin. They did. Yep, they switched. Virginia's been run by terrible leadership for years, man. Shout out to the people in Virginia, man. Y'all have had terrible leadership in that state, man. And this is only the beginning, man. It's going to be a red wave next year because you have a lot of those suburban house moms who don't want their children going to school wearing masks or being forced to take the vax. All right. And they're going to turn on the Democratic Party. So if I were some of these Democratic politicians, I would ease off the extremism. Because if you don't, you're going to end up losing.
Jay, you are on firecracker tonight and echoing my thoughts for real. Bravo. Clapping hands, medium skin tone.
Appreciate that, Tanya's Dark Room. Shout out to you, Tanya. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, I definitely, speaking on this, I was going to give people my thoughts on this and just go in because that's all I know how to do, because I have to, because I want people to get the point. I want people to get the point. The tides are turning, and after Joe Biden, there's no more moderate Democrats. Everybody's very left, very left. Tulsi Gabbard, I think, is a little bit more moderate, but they hate her because she's not an extremist. So nobody's coming to save the Democrats. All they can do is cheat to win elections, quote unquote. They're not easing off because of the pressure that they're getting from social media and the pressure they're getting from other Democrats to continue to have mask mandates and forcing young children to get the vaccine when they should not be. You should not be vaccinating children. But of course, the people that are pushing this don't care about children. They hate children. They hate children. Well, they hate your children. They don't hate their children. They hate your children. So I think that you're seeing women, especially these liberal women who vote Democrat, they're switching to the Republican Party. Let's see. Shout out to everybody that's here, man. I will say this, because I'm not going to be on too long. I just wanted to say what I had to say. The Democratic Party is a party of extremists, a party of weirdos, a party of man hate, children hate, religion hate. These people are spiritually broken. These people mind is gone. And a lot of you need to do your research and really understand the type of individuals that you're supporting. You're supporting individuals that don't care about human life. They care about their pet dogs more than they care about your human life. That's why they're telling you need to go get the vaccine or we're going to hate you. We're going to keep you from being able to work here or go to this store or this fast food restaurant when you really shouldn't even be eating fast food that much. Once you hand over power, they never let up. Once you give them your freedom, once you tell them you can control my life, they're not going to give it back to you. I hope you understand this. I hope you understand that once you empower these people, they are not going to let go. And they're only going to go further and further and further until they control your life. Did that happen, Tanya? Did that happen for real? Maybe that's why he's having the procedure done. I told you Joe Biden is an embarrassment. That guy should not be on the world stage. And then you got people still defending him, which shows me the type of people you are. And you have black people. You black people defend Creepy Joe. You don't even defend your own family or the people in your community like that. We have to really look at what's going on. But you blacks, it's only going to go downhill when those foreigners that's at the border get flown into your communities. You're going to see what happens when you support the Democratic Party. They're going to move those people into your neighborhoods. They're not going to the suburban neighborhood. They're going to your black communities. They're going to continue to overflow your communities and run you out of your communities. And guess who's doing that? The party that you support wholeheartedly. I know you think that none of this is going to bother you. That's because you're in a white community, so you wouldn't know that. You're living safe in a white community, and you don't have to deal with the ramifications of foreigners flooding your communities, taking your jobs. There was an article where there are black people who are suing. I think they might have been black farmers. They're suing because the foreigners are taking their jobs. But you vote for that party that's bringing them over here, that are trying to replace you. Black people, the Democratic Party wants to replace you. Use your common sense. Use your thinking. They're bringing those people over here to replace you. They don't give a shit about you. They never have. You've been a tool. But you're no longer the number one minority. You're now behind Hispanics. And you want to give them money. Ain't that a bitch? And y'all been talking about reparations for how long? You're never going to get reparations. I don't care what you say on Twitter or what you say on Instagram or Facebook. You ain't doing enough. They coming into your black communities and they're flooding your communities. They're taking your jobs. You already got foreigners who own all the stores in your communities. What happens when that people start living in your communities? Then what? You gonna blame Trump for that too? Salute to everybody that's here, man. Appreciate y'all being here. I'm gonna have to cut this lecture short, man. Not short, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and wrap this lecture up. I had to speak to the people, man. Sometimes you have to really speak to the people and give them a dose of reality. And I have to give these people a dose of reality, okay? Because they're not using their thinking skills, their common sense. They're just being all emotional. Y'all saw the stream when it started off. These people are so emotional, mad. Oh, he's not a Democrat, liberal. No, I'm not. And you shouldn't be either. So shout out to everybody. So I do appreciate y'all being here, man. It's a good audience. It's a good stream. If you haven't, make sure that you like the stream. All right. Shout out to the moderators, the channel members, the people that support me on Patreon. Sign up to the Patreon. I'm putting exclusive content up. These are tough times, but we get through them by coming together. That's a good question, Paris. Maybe so. Yeah, they blame Trump for everything. Trump ain't got nothing to do with going on this year, man. This is everything. This is what y'all supported and voted for and prayed on. If you pray, a lot of you don't even pray because you hate God. But once again, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have been great audience. I have to bid you adieu. I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all have a very good rest of your night and Friday. Have a great, safe weekend. And I'll see y'all on the next live show. All right. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The links are in the description. You can send me emails as well. Anything you want to say to me, or you want to send me articles. You can send me topics through email. That's in the description, as well as through Instagram. You can send me stuff. You can tag me on Twitter. I don't really answer Facebook messages like that unless I recognize you from YouTube. Because it just, I don't know. I get so many messages on there. You don't know if it's just spam or what. I don't know. You know? So, I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all have a good, once again, the rest of your Friday. See you later.
Democrats hoping to get that advantage vote from the migrants on the next presidential election.
Oh, yeah, Falcon, of course. That's why they're bringing them over here. But what happens if those people don't even vote Democrat? You know? All right, people, I'll see y'all later.